not over yet, but it will feel like it. Heartbreak for Wales in the final minute of stoppage time. Iran have scored. It leaves their hopes of qualification for the knockout stages looking bleak. They were defending doggedly, but they have conceded a goal in the dying seconds of the game. The Iranian players celebrating on the pitch. You can see what it means to them and what it means to the Welsh fans. Well, this is what it means to the fans watching in Wales. We've been at fan parks in Wrexham and Swansea, and they are looking at a defeat for Wales, beaten by Carlos Queiroz' Iran. Whilst it started the day with the beer flowing, unfortunately, the tears are flowing now. Real heartbreaking scenes. I mean, you just never know. Wales do take on England next. It was a very different Iran that played England, that's for sure, and certainly put up more of a fight against a spirited Wales side. They had chances of their own. It was a thrilling match, that's for sure.
Incredible game. I mean, it's a great game to watch.
Let's start with the performance. It wasn't good. You have to be brutally honest about this. You know, you can say heartbreak, but Wales were masters of their own destiny at kick-off, and at the end of it, you've got to say hats off to the Iranian players. They were the better team on the pitch by quite some margin. I think you'll have to go some way to find the most die-hard of Wales fan that will disagree with that, as galling as that will be. Iran, the players, they were better. Wales had a bit of control in the first half for 25-30 minutes. Yes, possession territory, but they didn't threaten hugely. One chance from Kiefer Moore in the first half and one chance from Ben Davies in the second half. You've been through obviously the goals, some of the incidents there, but there was one point where Wales was saved by two bits of wood and Wayne Hennessy. You know, Iran was so dominant, it's sort of coming forward in an attacking threat. It's difficult to sort of pinpoint why Wales didn't impose themselves on the game a bit more, especially when they had some control. It looked at times as if the players were a bit leggy. It was very hot out there. Maybe the fact that a number of players haven't had as many club minutes came home to roost. We've got to remember, this is the World Cup. This is the pinnacle of football. Iran were always going to be a different side to the one that played that lost so heavily against Iran. There were a number of different players, plus the mentality was going to be different as well, and it was very noticeable in the stadium as well. The atmosphere, it was very much dominated by Iranian fans. They hugely outnumbered Wales. But when they became noisy, when they became engaged with the game, it really fed to the players. It was like an energy boost for them, and that's when Iran were good. And in fairness to the Iranian fans who were supporting them, cheering them on, making that noise, it did have some bearing on their energy levels and their belief and their desire to attack as well. So I don't think Wales really can have any complaints. We know Gareth Bale, speaking immediately after the match, has used those oft-used phrase, "I'm gutted, we're gutted." I'm sure they are. They didn't want this. They didn't want that performance. They certainly didn't want the result. But however, it was down to them. They just were not good enough. It is simple as that. You can't see it on the two performances. It's not just this performance against Iran. It's the performance against the USA as well. The first 45 minutes and patches of the second half. Wales have just not been the side that we've seen over the last 6 years. And I think that's one of the great disappointments, is that it has been a golden generation of players, Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey at the forefront. But maybe this is towards the end, the autumn of their careers, and they've just come up just a little bit short. Whereas in the past, they have not only competed, but they've found that will to win, that way to win. They've dominated sides. That hasn't happened now in 2 games at this World Cup, and nobody will be more aware than the manager, Rob Page. He is aware of all these things. He'll be hurting. He'll be honest. He'll protect his players, but he will be 100% clear is that just Wales, these 2 games, at the moment, barring that miracle scenario of results in the final round of matches, probably Wales are going home from this World Cup. As I say, there is a chance, but it's a very slim one.